Did Ayrton Senna, the driver who many will argue is the greatest of all time, use Bunta's water cup technique as the secret to his speed? No, he definitely didn't. He's just drinking water in this photo. If you're watching this, you've probably watched Formula One too, and if you don't, I think you would love it if you give it a chance. So this is the reason why I think if you love Initial D, you'd probably love Formula One too, and there's no better time to get into it than right now. So I've wanted to like Formula One for a long time, but honestly, I just thought it was boring. You turn on a race, the cars are going around the track, and you don't really quite know anything more than that. Who's driving? What are the teams? Why are they even motivated to race? Well, imagine watching Initial D, but only the parts where they're racing. And take out the internal dialogue, too.
Doesn't that idiot even know this road? After this slow right is a sharp left. There's a ravine on the other side. He's got to hit the brakes.
Yeah, it's cool, but are you hooked on it? Are you inspired? Or are you feeling passionate about it? Probably not. I love Initial D because of everything that gives the racing its stakes. You know, you want Takumi to beat Case K because you know the 8.6 is the underdog of the two cars, and Takumi's protecting his friends in the Speed Stars, and you know if the 8.6 passes the FD, Takumi's getting a full tank of gas, and if he gets that full tank of gas, he gets to go on the date that he's wanted to go on. So it's really exciting. It's more than just watching two cars get to the bottom of a mountain. It's all of that that makes the moment where the 8.6 overtakes the FD exciting and means something, and it makes you feel something because you know what's going on. And Formula One just hasn't been able to offer that type of storyline very easily until a few years ago. In 2018, Netflix put out their documentary series Drive to Survive. They give you an inside look at the drivers and the teams, both on and off track, and you quickly start to understand who the cast of characters are, why they race, and what's at stake for them. So suddenly, you're not bored watching Lewis Hamilton lead the race from start to finish, wondering what the point of all of this is. Now, you know that Red Bull has a number 2 driver named Alex who needs to prove himself against his teammate Max, who's slated to be championship material, but he's hanging back in 10th place, desperately trying to race his way to the front. And at the same time, Pierre, the old Red Bull driver who Alex replaced due to Pierre's underwhelming performance, is ahead of him. And now you're thinking, did Red Bull make a mistake? Should they have put more faith in their young driver? And on top of all that, 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel is near the back of the pack in a Ferrari, which is supposed to be fast. And it's all of this that happens behind the scenes that makes things exciting. It gives you the story and the drama that Initial D gives you, but it gives it to you with Formula One, with real racing. And to get this kind of drama before the show, you know, you had to be a Formula One fan for life. You have to be watching for 10 years and read all the news articles and just try and kind of create the story yourself so you can tie all the loose ends together and understand what's going on. But Drive to Survive, it's a TV show, and it gives you, the storyline for what's about to happen, and it makes the next season that's coming up super exciting because you're really in the know. So many of you have probably watched Initial D, immediately felt inspired, and wanted to, or maybe even bought an old Japanese car just to try and do some of the stuff that they do in Initial D. Well, I think Formula One is like that too after you watch Drive to Survive. You're gonna get hooked, and then your friends are gonna get hooked, and then you're probably gonna all go karting together. And that's exactly what happened to me, and it's happened to a lot of other friends too, so I'm pretty confident that you're gonna love it. There's a new season of Drive to Survive on Netflix right now. You could watch all 3 seasons or just watch the newest one to get up to speed before the season starts this month. We got a week until the season starts. I'm super excited. Get hooked, go on the Formula One subreddit so you can stay up with everything and be a part of the discussions. Go on the Formula Dank subreddit so you can look at all the memes. And if you get really into F1, we can start talking to you about it. And I really want you to because I have a lot to say about Formula One. I'm super excited about it. I made this video because as a new F1 fan, I went from really not understanding F1 at all to it being one of the most exciting things in my life, and I look forward to it like nothing else. So, is it kind of crazy to be this obsessed with F1 suddenly? Not any crazier than buying an old Toyota Corolla because some animated high schoolers did in the 90s.